All right, guys. She says, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. He says, but I thought everything went great. This week's episode is...
Do you help me enough at home?
This is the YBAngry channel, where we show couples how to stay together one issue at a time. No fuss, no drama. It's just the game. My name is Rod Jeter, bringing you couples coaching with immediate results. Here we go.
Good, you can be A. I'll be B.
I am A.
Both players will use the This One detail cards to write down all the details to support their position on this issue. Only fill in sections 1, 2, and 3. Use as many cards as needed.
Frustrated. And I don't understand some of the things you do. I can't comprehend. I tell you the truth, I'm trying hard as I can. I'm so confused why we keep arguing.
Procrastinating on requests and running out of time. And that's a 9.5.
So what you're saying to me is that I procrastinate and don't do things when you would like me to do them. Is that right?
No.
What you're saying is that I procrastinate and I don't get things done in your time.
No.
In our time.
No.
Okay. What you're saying is, because your request, you said I procrastinate on your requests and run out of time. So what you're saying is that when there's something that you feel needs to be done, that I'll delay it, and then sometimes I don't get it done because I ran out of time.
Yes.
Okay.
That almost sounded the same to me, but that's why the game
That's
is
the
so...
difference between women and men.
Right, that's why the
No,
game is
it's
so
a
good.
language. It's a language that my husband was using.
Okay. This detail is or is not true, what she's saying.
Oh, yes, it's true.
How relevant is this detail to you?
That I don't get it done in the time that it was supposed to be done in?
Yes, on a scale of 1 to 10.
It's probably about...
Write it down.
Okay, I write it down. I'd say it's about a 7.5. I feel like the real necessary things I do get done, but some of the smaller details are not as important to me as they are to you.
So what you're saying is that you do get what I request done, but not in my requested time. And it's not as important to you as it is to me.
Just yes or no. There.
For me, no.
So what you're saying is you do complete what I request for the most part.
That's still a no.
What you're saying to me is that sometimes you get things done and sometimes you don't.
It's not really worded like that because...
You saying yes or no?
No.
No. Sometimes you do, you complete some tasks, but it's not important for the ones that you didn't complete.
No.
Sometimes you complete the task and sometimes you don't. I mean, if that's what you're saying.
Let him say it one more time, maybe.
Okay. So, I feel like the real necessary things, say we're having an event or whatever, I do get done. But some of the smaller details, they're not as important to me as they are to you. And sometimes I don't get them done. I run out of time.
Okay.
What you're saying is that you feel as if you get the real necessary things done, but some of the smaller details aren't as important to you as they are to me. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you can check yes. You look kind of funny right now.
I'm just surprised that what's important to me wouldn't be as important to my husband.
Okay.
So that's why I'm looking surprised because he agreed Yes, that's exactly what he's saying. So
You check
I
yes.
did get it right.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So as you see, you guys both went back and forth a few times to do that, which is hard to do when you're mad or frustrated already. But you guys did fine while you're playing the game. Right?
Right.
Okay.
When I see real necessary, that's perception, your perception of what's necessary. And I feel like what I'm asking for isn't as important to you as it is to me. And you're saying this on this card that it's not important, but it is important.
So not as important.
I know that's a small detail, but when I hear you say not as important, I hear that I'm not as important.
That's a good point. Because it's like, that to me does not seem like it's fair, because I view something differently that you see as important. But if I don't see it as important, I'm not saying you're not important. It's like I view it differently than you.
Okay.
So, like, can I give an example? Are we allowed to give examples?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if we're setting up for like a Thanksgiving, like we just did that, and we had guests over, and they were like real helpful guests, so they were like helping out too. So like the big things, like getting the cover set up, getting the tables out, getting those set up, getting all the preparations like that, like getting the furniture, whatever, moved in place, getting the rugs. We have like rocks out there, so I bought some rugs to put over it, so it'll be easier to negotiate. So that's a good example. Like, I didn't have enough. I needed one more rug to cover the whole thing, so we were short there, so we had to improvise there. But so that would be like a little detail to me. That wouldn't be like the main thing. Is we have the table set up, get everything in place. If there's a few cobwebs on the side or something like that, that's like a detail that you always, or that's very important to you, but it's not as important to me because I don't even see them like that. Like, I don't really notice that kind of stuff that much. So I look at it like, the idea is we're having a Thanksgiving event to get everything set up. We're doing the food, the food we were making. Everybody has she was making turkeys. I was making, well, not she. You were making turkeys. I was making mashed potatoes, the stuffing, and I thought we did good. So, I mean, I don't see it as like why it should be that big of a deal to you if it doesn't go exactly like you said it.
Well, the setup actually starts about a week ahead of time. That's why you don't see all of the backstory, like changing linens, washing all the rugs, doing the bathrooms, doing the kitchen, wiping things down. All that stuff starts a week ahead of time. And with help, it wouldn't be me doing it at 10 o'clock at night when I get off work. With help, it could be started before then. And the details of the carpet started last year at the same event when we had to use my throw rug because it rained and you were going to replace it. And so now, because you didn't measure it out and you waited to the last minute for the measurements, and there was no place for you to purchase those, then you needed to use the last two throw rugs that I had left. And so that's the running out of time. And the people that helped us, without their help, you wouldn't have been able to put all of the things up that you needed to put up. They were very helpful. And I don't think I would have had too much of a concern about them coming here. I would have had the same concern about the setup. Because them coming, whoever these people is, whether it's our kids, our grandkids, would have meant the same thing for me and my responsibility, overextending myself and overfunctioning.
Are we
Okay.
still on the detail?
We are. I believe we still own the details because the responses, I feel like the real necessary things I do get done, but some of those smaller details are not as important to me as they are to you. And the clarity of that is like, that's part of the whole thing, that why I came up with this one detail. Is because it is important to me. And I'm just confused on why it's not as important to you.
Well, don't you think that if it was important like the way it is to you, that I would probably put more effort into it? I mean, I kind of do it because I feel like that's what you want.
I'm glad you asked that question. So if you know it's important to me and you're not putting the effort in it, so are you agreeing that, is it because you feel like I'm putting too much importance to it? And I've been feeling like this from the beginning of us entertaining for 25 years. It's just this year, I don't know what happened. I just felt like I'm done. I don't want to do it no more. This was the year that I said, if I can't get the support, then I'm not doing it anymore. And it was the same thing with like the 4th of July and things of those holidays. Like I'm taking another holiday away. I took a holiday away. I'm taking another holiday. And if I have to feel like these things aren't as important to you, these little details, as they are to me, then I don't want to overfunction. And that's what I felt like I was doing, overfunctioning. I need more.
Well, I mean, you kind of put me like into a corner because I thought everything went great.
I know.
I mean,
I did 75% of the work. You did. You thought that it went great.
Yeah.
I did 75% of the work.
I didn't like make the beds up. I didn't change the sheets. I usually don't do that kind of work. I do stuff outside. I do set up.
Yeah.
That's kind of my, more my forte.
Well, you went golfing, and I actually wiped down all of the outside. If you only did the outside stuff, that would have been fine. But I actually wiped down all of the furniture outside. I set it up so it would be a little bit closer. I wiped off of everything that was.
I did the whole back. I wiped down all. I cleaned off the deck. I cleaned out the jacuzzi. Wiped it down with Murphy's oil.
Right.
I did all the chairs, all the deck. I did everything back there.
No,
and then
all the chairs, the Lawrence chairs.
The ones in the back on the deck.
No, but what about the ones that was over in the corner?
The ones we weren't going to use, no, I didn't do those. But I thought some people might go to the deck.
Okay.
And if a company wanted to use a jacuzzi, they could use it.
I picked up the poo.
So that's a daily thing. I mean, that's not something
well, if you pick outside, that means the whole outside. You don't get to selectively pick what few things you're willing to do for outside. If I assume that you're going to do the outside and I'm going to do the inside, then I don't want to come out there and do any parts of the outside.
Okay, well then, why are you bringing up the inside about things that you did on the inside?
Well, I did that too, though. I mean, it literally took me whole week.
Right, so you picked up the pool and you did the front furniture.
And the back lawn chairs.
Okay.
And then after, I put all the stuff back.
And I picked up poo too, but just not when you did.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just saying
so
that
let's get it clear. So if you want me to just do only the outside, I can do that.
I would like for you, if you're going to meet me halfway. Then ask me what I need. And if I give you a list of the things that needs to get done, if I even have time to do that list, because I'm working really hard as well. So if not, of 25 years, at this point, I'm thinking that maybe you know exactly what we have to do. What's changed from 5 years ago?
Not a lot. The only thing that really changed is one of my things here, but can we go into our other discussion?
If it's relative to what you're talking about.
Yeah, because a lot of the inside stuff that we used to have, like housekeeping, and before COVID, and we had a housekeeper that did like the major stuff, the major cleaning, and now for the last 3 years we haven't had that. So, I think that would take a little bit of a load off of you. Once we get back into doing that.
You want to pay for a housekeeper again?
Yeah, it didn't cost us that much. It's worth it if it's peace of mind.
All right, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are you guys finished?
I think so.
I just have one more thing.
Okay.
Like, it's only like when it comes to holidays, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably 4 holidays that we. And 2 of them we go down to the beach and we like barbecue and stuff for a lot of people. And it's a lot of work before and after. And it's a little bit of an expense.
It's a lot of expense. It's about $400.
Right. But that's for a barbecue, that's not really that much. So, right. And for there's probably 50 people that eat down there. And some people bring sides and stuff like that. So that's like a big setup day for us, where we have to take all this stuff. We have our tables, our barbecues, our tents, and our kitchen, and all the stuff. And we have it down to a pretty good system. So that last time, because I feel like you're blaming me for not, and the last time it was because nobody down there was helping. That's why you said you didn't want to do any more barbecues. So I don't think that's fair to put that all on me about this, not wanting to help or not, because I did a lot of helping and I helped put everything away in the end too. I think we do pretty good on that.
I don't want to do that no more.
But it's not because of me procrastinating, is it?
Well, the barbecue thing, I work through the night while you're sleeping.
You make the beans. I cook on the grill and stuff the whole day. I'm working like a slave the whole time when we're there. Yeah, I don't even get to eat till 1 o'clock.
No, okay, but
we all work.
All right, so if it goes back to procrastination, for the barbecue, you need to bring your stuff out early so that we can have an account of what needs to be taken with us. Or otherwise I have to create a list for you so that we don't forget anything and have to buy it again. And then while you're sitting here, I'm actually bringing everything together and having an account of everything so that we can send it out there. Because after even setting all of that up, making the macaroni and cheese, the baked beans, all that stuff, I go to work for a couple of hours and then I come down there.
Right, and what am I doing while you're working?
You're barbecuing. But so
I'm loading the truck.
Are we talking about the procrastination?
Yeah.
Well, do all this ahead of time, so that I have
what can I do that won't just have the house like a mess? The stuff was out here the night before, and I usually get it, out of the shed. If it's in the shed, I get everything out of the shed. Okay. And sometimes we.
You think I'm blaming you though?
Well, I think you're encompassing everything into Thanksgiving. No,
Thanksgiving. The reason you're not having Christmas is because of your lack of participation for Thanksgiving. That I decided I changed my flight. I'm not doing Christmas. Now I don't want it to be another holiday that goes by because I'm still feeling this way. So I'm hoping that through this experience that we can actually look at what I feel is important. And if it's if you could accommodate, I would be very happy about that, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some form of accommodation. But if you feel like it's not that important because it's the small details, that's where I'm kind of stuck. Is you're saying that these are small details, and I can see where if I spent a whole week trying to set up something, it couldn't be a small detail.
Okay.
It can't be small. And it's not just that I'm running around getting all these other things just like you. So that's just not a small detail. And if it was brought me so much heartache that I'm willing to give up a holiday because I'm not willing to do it, that's something that I would consider a big detail.
I wasn't even aware that that's why you were.
Oh no, I said that. Yes, and I said don't tell people it's because I'm going to take care of your grandkids. I want you to tell them the truth.
Right, but isn't that the major reason why you're going? You just.
And I changed my my flight, because I refuse to do this again. Because these things you consider a small detail, now I'm drawing a line. It's a big detail. It's a big deal to me. And it was worth it to have you see that it's that important to me that I was willing to give up Christmas with you.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying this exercise. It is truly therapeutic.
Whoa. She is like the sixth therapist to say something like that to me.
Well, she's a therapist, so I'm always at the disadvantage when it comes to these kind of conversations, because she knows how to express herself better than I do. But I have been working on it, as you can see. I feel better because what you feel is really important is something that I could put a little more importance to me also.
Thank you. I feel better because you acknowledge my desires is important.
Was there progress with this one detail? Yes or no? You both have to agree.
I say yes.
Yeah.
Was there enough progress to win the game? Is this issue settled? If not, then you go to the next detail card.
Well, I won't know.
We won't know until I guess we see. I feel like it's settled. I feel like we won because we made progress. I hope that I hope I'm willing and show willingness, because one thing I didn't say is a couple years ago I was a lot worse than I am now. I have been doing better, but I don't know if you see it that way.
Yeah, that was on your other cards. So this is like today. Do you feel like it's a win for today? Of course,
it's a win for today.
You won't know until it's time for another part, something to be done.
Right.
Just the acknowledgement makes it a win.
Okay.
We mutually agreed.
Okay.
I believe it was a win.
Okay. So
you want to say yes?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think the game was so helpful?
I believe that just having conversation about the things, the one detail that has been heavy on my heart, and just the dialogue back and forth, and just listening to my husband and him being able to articulate his thoughts around it. And then once he put it on paper and I'm reading it to him, he actually get an opportunity to hear it. And not only that, I get to hear what he's thinking.
Okay.
And so just that reciprocal back and forth conversation about it, I believe that was the detail that I needed in order to talk about the one thing that I felt like was a challenge in our marriage.
Good. Daryl?
What do I think?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What I feel like it's a more of like a safe environment to express ourselves, because generally we don't usually get this far when we talked about this before many times, And it doesn't get that far because the disagreement goes up and then we don't really make a lot of progress with it. So it's like an environment where we can, like, there's like, you call it a game or whatever, that you stay right in it and you just follow the instructions and answer truthfully, and it takes care of itself.
Okay. How long has this been an issue?
20 years? 25 years?
Okay. Okay.
Kind of like your dad and your mom.
Yeah. Okay. Click on the playlist to see other couples settle their I need more help issue. Until next week, why be angry? Just play.